I'm in traffic on the 401 and I'm just meditating on the Word of God and the teachings. And one lesson that I love to bring forward is, who do we love? Yeah. And 1 Corinthians 13, basically one of the most common scriptures regarding love that everyone knows. However, what really is love? I know in my heart that I love the Lord and I love His Word, and I try to lean upon it as often as possible. It gets me thinking about Paul, the Apostle Paul. Paul often speaks about the thorn in his side, and many scholars have interpreted that phrase in different ways. I personally believe that the thorn that Paul talks about in his side is the memory he carries around of watching Stephen being stoned to death. Stephen, when he was being martyred, one of the first martyrs in the Bible. Paul, whose name was then Saul, is the one who held the cloaks of Stephen's assassins. And he, as a child, witnessed that brutal murder of Stephen. So just imagine how that resonates with him. The memory and the memory of that kind of torture that he carries around with him. You see, the thing is, when you go up against the people of God, when you hold the people of God captive, now God is love and He loves His people. If you hold the people of God, or the church, or those who wants to worship God, if you hold them captive, just like in the days of Pharaoh, it might not be frogs, it might not be locusts, it might not be flies, but your plague will come. Your plague will come. As God people is not to be trifled with. And if you are going to be in the house of God and decide that you are going to disrupt, you are going to try to hold back, you're going to try to hold the house of God captive, then you will have to suffer the consequences of the plague. It might come in any form, but you will have your own thorn in your side. God is not the author of confusion. He's not to be mocked. So, children of God, we have to know what direction we are taking. Quite frankly, as against holding God's people ransom, are going up against God's beloved people, those who choose to serve Him, and those who knows that they have to worship in thanksgiving in all things. You're better off stepping out of the house of God and go worship Baal, the devil. He is the one who rewards you with carnality for carnality. You can see better rewards if you worship the devil, but keep in mind that your soul will be damned to eternity. You will have eternal damnation in hell, because as real as the stars, the moons, and the sky is, heaven and hell is real. So you have a choice. Are you going to be a good child of God, or will you suffer the consequences to have your soul be lost in eternal flame eternal damnation, eternal torment. Trust Jesus. Trust Christ. Trust the Lord who created all things on earth, above the earth, in and under the earth. He is the creator, the author and finisher. Don't hold God's people captive. Don't disrupt God's plan. Because what God opened, no man shut. And what he shuts, no man can open. God is omnipotent. He is from everlasting to everlasting. And he is to be worshipped and adored. God bless you. God keep you. May his grace shine upon you and be gracious unto you and give you peace. Love to all.